I recently wrote the UI POST-UTME and I had a score of 359. My name is John Kelvin Okonkwo and I am a 100-level medicine and surgery student of the University of Ibadan.
Today I've got something beautiful for you. My name is Enoch and I'm a fourth-year medical student of the University of Ibadan. We are going to be interviewing an outstanding student in the UI POST-UTME of 2025, and he has a lot of juice for you today, and he's willing to share with you what helped him to get into medicine in UI, and I'm sure you are going to gain a lot from what he has to say to you. So sit back, relax, share this video with a friend, and let's get into it.
I'll be sharing with you some things that I did that helped me to achieve this score, especially in the UI POST-UTME, considering that these are UI aspirants.
At the end of this video, I have something good for you. A link to join my community where you would get access to original UI past questions. I need you to like, subscribe, because I'll be releasing videos on solutions to past questions. So make sure you stay to the end, and I'll see you on the group. So John, how was your transition from UI POST-UTME, from UTME rather, to UI POST-UTME?
The transition from UTME to UI POST-UTME. Okay,
Yeah.
I would say it was not that tasking, it was not that difficult. It's because immediately I finished my UTME exams, I began POST-UTME preparations like immediately. So it was more like I was just building upon the past knowledge line.
Yeah, you had. Okay. So that means that there is not too much of A level in University of Ibadan POST-UTME.
Yeah, actually, there was no A level. I don't think there was any A level. I only remember that what I remember, the UTME question, they were more like UTME questions,
Okay.
but they were more intricate, more complex,
More cunning.
exactly, more cunning
Yeah.
than UTME.
All right. So would you say, because a lot of aspirants would have these questions about the Roman numeral model of questions, what do you have to say about it, and how were you able to practically, tackle it in the exam? Or is this something you prepared for way ahead before your exam? Like, what was the strategy you used for the Roman numeral questions?
So first of all, when I heard that it was Roman numeral questions, I felt kind of discouraged because I was used to the normal ABCD format.
Yeah.
So how I prepared for that questions, this was how I knew that we need to know a whole lot of things if we are going to do well in the POST-UTME. So it's just more like studying things afresh, but not just like, it's not as if it's afresh.
Okay.
Yeah. But then make sure that you read between the lines. Yes, that was one thing that helped me. I read between the lines, and because when you see those I, okay, they can be from one particular statement, but then a lot of points will come out from that same statement. You just need to make sure that you are noting everything, every statement that you're reading.
All right. Okay, John. So I would love to ask this for aspirants that have been asking me this question. Was there any special thing you did from UTME to POST-UTME? Tutorials you joined. What did you do? Because it's just about 2-3 months ago since the last UTME was written, and people are feeling like they are not even prepared. WAEC just finished, and all these other bodies of exams. People are feeling like they have not prepared enough. Firstly, was there any special thing you did between those two periods, and what would you advise them to do now?
Okay, speaking of any special thing, there was nothing special actually.
Okay.
Nothing special. It was just the same structure for UTME preparations that I applied. I joined the tutorial. First of all, that's for the sake of accountability.
Okay.
Yeah,
accountability.
Exactly, because to study on most times is not usually practical. Sleep will definitely come. So just for the sake of accountability, and to also gain extra knowledge, because there are some things you might read that you might not get the full picture of.
Okay.
and there might not be in your textbook, but it can be in other textbooks, and you don't have access to all textbooks.
All textbooks.
So join your tutorial.
You may not be able to read all textbooks as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So joining a tutorial can help.
Yes. And
what about past questions? What do you think about that?
They played a very vital role.
A very vital role. So that's why if you are not waiting to the end of this video, you are doing yourself a great disadvantage, because there's a link to my community where I have the real UI past questions. So more on that when you join the group. So continue, please.
Speaking on past questions, yes, actually it was a friend of mine that sent some to me. I was using a wrong set of past questions initially, and this friend of mine we happened to attend the same UTME tutorial, so, and we're going to the same university, so he sent the past questions to me, and luckily for me I used them. Although I did not finish them, most of the questions I saw, they were what came out in the exam.
Okay.
And the English, especially the part about idioms. And it's not just about knowing the idioms. You have to know the particular terms that were used in the idioms, like the horse something. If you are acting like as dirty as a pig.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to know it's a pig that is there. Like you just need to know it word for word. Yes, that's the statement.
Okay, like as dirty as dash, you need to know what is that dash that is there, right?
Yes.
Okay. So is there any textbook that you recommend for like that idiomatic expressions, like in people know? Because a lot of people have problems in English. I know that was one of my problems back then as well. Oh boy. So is there anything you'd advise them to use for the English, for UI POST-UTME, that can help them apart from past questions?
Actually, I don't have much idea on that because I only use past questions.
Okay.
So I don't really have much idea on any other textbook that can be of help.
Okay, so moving on, how is UI POST-UTME like? Like, what is the structure of UI POST-UTME? You know, I wrote this thing like 3 years ago. So, like, are there things that have changed there about UI POST-UTME? You know, I remember there was still the Roman numeral thing, but it's like, just give me an update. The whole, for somebody that is totally new to this UI POST-UTME thing, I want them to hear from you. What is it?
Okay, the structure of UI POST-UTME. Okay, it consists of 100 questions.
100 questions?
That's on your 4 UTME combinations. For my case, that was math, English, biology, chemistry, and physics.
Okay.
So each subject consists of 25 questions.
25. That'll be 25 times 4. That's 100. All right.
Yes. And yeah, we already know it's Roman numeral format. And what else? That's about it.
What's the experience like for you generally? For during the day of your exam, what did you write? You know, share with us. There's this notice that people have, that first day people, they are the one that their results are always the highest. What is your belief around that? Around all of this and your experience, basically.
Okay, I wrote my exam on the first day.
Okay.
The first day of the exam, and it was the second batch. So it was, yeah. Also, I told myself when I get there, even if I meet people that.
Sorry, what time did you get there? The second batch, and what was the time of the exam?
Okay. I left my home a day before the exam.
The day before the exam. So you're going to, if you are living outside Ibadan, you shouldn't be coming that day. It's not advisable. So you can hear practical wisdom. You can continue.
So I lodged with my dad came with me, so I lodged with him in a hotel.
Yeah, I remember that day. That was the first day I met with him. You can continue.
So on the day of the exam, we left very early. In fact, we got there by the time first batch wanted to start.
Wow.
We didn't want to take chances.
That was preparation, the height of it.
So yeah, I told myself that if I meet people that I knew, because there were a lot of scholars then, in the tutorial.
You see somebody that's saying there's a lot of scholars getting 3 medicals. Oh my god.
So
Continue.
I made a promise that I was not going to brainstorm with them.
Oh yeah.
Because I know the operation is real. It's very real. And I met some of them. I did not brainstorm. Some of them even showed me some questions that would be likely to come out that particular day on second batch. But I chose not to give myself high blood pressure. Because the pressure was quite much. I mean,
Inside.
seeing thousands of students that day, it was like, will I get in? Will I not get in? It was a whole lot. So I chose to just allay that pressure. That's side of it. Okay. When I got, before I entered the hall, we're asked to line up.
All right.
For orderliness, so we're directed to the respective halls, and yeah, the venue was cold. Like UI POST-UTME venue is usually very cold. It's very cold. So make sure I bring a cardigan at least. Yes. And
Pro tip.
so the exam itself, when I saw some questions, actually I was shocked. I'll be honest, I was shocked.
You're shocked. You blew you.
Yes, sir. Especially for the English part, because I was not prepared for that kind of idiomatic, the twist in idiomatic expression. I was not prepared for that. So there were some things I know I made mistakes with. Yeah, but that's the important reason why we need to use past questions. Yes, past questions, those past questions. Because I didn't finish my past questions, but when I went back, I checked the past questions. I understood that what I did not finish, some of those things came out in the exam. So just make sure you cover the past questions a
Start
whole lot.
covering now. Cover now. All right. That was very, very insightful. So like after your exam day, like what was it? How was it like from waiting for the results? You know, until when they released the results, until when you saw your admission, and what are the things you did after to even prepare for uni?
Okay, so after the exam, what happened? Okay, actually, I came back home immediately that day, and the results. Waiting for the results, it was quite. So it had its own pressure. It had its pressure.
Just wondering, did I miss this question? Did I get it? Trying to calculate your score again, and
it was a whole lot. So I dropped like reasoning, all those things about calculate score, because I knew it was pointless at that point. It was pointless. So you have done the exams. What's just the results? You just have to pray.
So there's no point dwelling on what you did wrong or what you did not do well. All right.
So just have to pray about what you have written and commit everything into the hands of God. Into
the hands of God. Yeah.
And for the results, anticipating the results, like I said, it had a lot of pressures, and when the results were out, actually they've not released the cutoff mark yet. That was one thing about UI. They released the cutoff mark some weeks, a week or some days after they released the result.
Yeah.
So we're not like confident if we had actually made it into our choice of study.
Yeah.
So we're confused. We're still praying like seriously.
How many are you in your class?
We are 350.
So the quota was increased for their set, 350. I'm also meeting in the same university, and we're just about 160 when we got admitted. So that was like twice. All right, you can continue.
Speaking on the POST-UTME results, okay. So the results eventually came out, yes, and for the cutoff marks, it was released a week after. I think it was a week. I can't remember now. After the results were released, and luckily for us, the cutoff mark was reduced compared to some other years and compared to some other schools. Because when we saw the cutoff mark for other schools around 80 something, and our aggregate, like my aggregate, was just 80 something, a little way above the cutoff mark for other schools. So I was more like pressured. Will I meet this for UI? Because UI it has that
Even with
repetition.
your 359.
Exactly.
Hey! Continue.
Yeah, UI has that reputation of being the school that you have to be diligent to gain admission into, and it has very high standards. So, like seeing the post-UTME score cut-off mark for other schools, just it almost killed our spirit, and particularly my spirit. But one thing that helped was prayers. Prayers.
Strengthens your heart.
Exactly.
So like after when the moment you saw your like give me details on the admission process when you saw your admission letter when you started seeing it.
Actually, when I saw the admission letter, I mean, after the post-UTME cut-off mark was released, I saw the admission letter. Yeah, I was very excited because, like, finally,
I think the joy even starts from when the cut-off mark is released.
exactly. That's the thing.
Everybody's like, I made it. I made it. So yeah, so just lead us into that.
So I have to start from when the cut-off mark was released. So when the cut-off mark were released, we checked it and we were very excited because most of us, in fact, 99% of us that were from my tutorial, we made it to the university. So it was a very joyous occasion. It was very joyous for us. And when we saw the admission letter, it was the icing on the cake. The icing. So it was,
I love that.
as if we already expected it, seeing that we have made it past the cutoff. So it was not giving much joy as the cutoff, as seeing that cutoff mark.
Alright, so what do you have to tell someone that is preparing for POST-UTME and aspiring medicine or any other course and they are doubting themselves, and the person is aspiring medicine or any other course and you can see that obvious self-doubt, one, or the person didn't really get a very high score. You know, some of the times now people with 310 even are like, I don't think I can come to UI and all of that. And people watching this video hearing that you have 359 and your fear and all of that. So what would you say to just suit them with some hope and some strategies on what they can start doing now and what you'd advise?
First of all, like what I would recommend, start praying. First of all, start praying. Commit everything into the hands of God. Okay, so if by any chance you are doubting yourself, maybe your UTME score was around 300, 310, but not around 340, because we're told that to gain admission you need around like 320 and above, but you still have a chance if you have like 300 or 310. You just need to make sure that you start preparing very early and rigorously, because if you can have like 90 in your POST-UTME, your chances are increased. Just make sure you aim as high as possible for your POST-UTME and your chances will be very much increased. I would like to say that by God's grace you make it into UI, and when you come into UI, one thing I promise myself, I would, if I have the chance, I would tell UI students this, that you should not compare yourself with anybody. Don't compare yourself with anybody. Make sure you're only focused on being better than you were before. Someone told me this, in fact my classmate, and it has been a game changer for me. So don't compare yourself with anybody, don't compare your results with anybody, but still don't settle for less. Don't settle for less. That was what has been keeping me going in this university, because there are a lot of people that they might look like they are doing better than you are, but if you focus on that, you might not see your own level of growth.
The work they are putting in.
Exactly. You look as if you are doing nothing if you start comparing. So just make sure you avoid that comparison while you're preparing for your exams from now.
So you have said it all. Avoid comparison. The Bible says it. Those who compare themselves with themselves are fools. And I'm sure you are not one of them. He has said it all and he has dispensed a lot of value. I remain Tutor Enoch, and this remains an educational platform to help you grow and get into your desired institution to study medicine, engineering, whatever it may be. I'm rooting for you. We are rooting for you. And together we say
Subscribe, share this video, and see you on the other side.